Today in Chapter 53 of the Yoga Vasistha, we will discuss in detail topics such as the inseparability of mind and difference, Rama Vashishtha, only Brahman remains, the mystery of non-doership, and happiness and sorrow, the pinnacle of equanimity and liberation in life. Okay, let's dive right into this. This canto is an absolute masterpiece of ancient Vedic philosophy. We're going to explore its deepest concepts today, and we'll be using only the direct source material to do it. It's going to be a truly fascinating journey. Here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, Rama's questions to Vashishtha, followed by the inseparability of mind and Brahman, the secret of non-doership, equanimity and liberation in life, applying teachings in daily life, and finally, a Chapter 53 summary and research guide. Let's get started. Section 1. Rama's questions to Vashishtha. So our narrative drops right into the profound spiritual inquiries of Lord Rama that actually kick off Chapter 53. Looking out at this vast, incredibly complex world, he essentially asks sage Vashishtha, how exactly does the illusion of our own mind create all these worldly differences? And maybe more importantly, when that mental illusion finally dissolves, what is actually left? Rama's core questions perfectly set up our ultimate exploration of non-duality in existence today. If we break down Rama's original Sanskrit questions from page 15, we see him really pressing on two main fronts. First, the mind's nature, specifically, how does it perceive difference? And second, ultimate reality, what is left after the illusion completely fades? To truly capture the authenticity of the answers we're about to explore, let's step back in time. For these next few teachings, I want you to imagine you are hearing the voice of Maharishi Vashishtha himself, explaining these ancient truths exactly as they were given to Lord Rama. Section 2. Inseparability of mind and Brahman. Listen closely, Rama. The truth of existence is actually simpler, yet far deeper than the ego allows you to see. In verse 3, found on reference page 15 of our text, I give you the literal truth. The mind and the perceived differences in the world are ultimately inseparable from Brahman. You see, the differences you perceive out there, the good, the bad, the self, the other, they are merely the mind carving up reality. In truth, the mind itself and absolutely all the differences it perceives are entirely inseparable from the Supreme Creator. And that brings us to the supreme realization of verse 4, also on reference page 15. It's captured in a single, incredibly powerful concept, Rama Vashishtha. Literally translated, this means only Brahman remains. When the false ego-driven perceptions of the mind are completely dissolved through knowledge and meditation, that whole illusion of a separate world just vanishes. So what is left? Rama Vashishtha, only the non-dual absolute Brahman remains. There is no void, there's only the totality of the divine. Let us deeply unpack these two verses together. The philosophical interpretation of verse 3 establishes that the mind is absolutely not distinct from the Creator, and the spiritual significance of that is just immense. You are inherently connected to the divine whole. You aren't some separate fragment lost in the cosmos, you literally are the cosmos. Then, verse 4 philosophically states that only non-dual Brahman is real. Spiritually, this means the dissolution of your ego isn't a loss of self at all, but rather the ultimate discovery of absolute truth. The observer and the observed are deeply, fundamentally interconnected through this one divine reality. Section 3. The secret of non-doership. Now, in verse 13, on reference page 16, I present a mystery that honestly confounds almost all human beings. I call it the secret of non-doership and the mystery of happiness and sorrow. Think about it. How can someone act in this world, perform great deeds, or live a completely full life without becoming trapped by the heavy chains of ego and that inevitable roller coaster of joy and grief? Well, here is the secret. Ego-driven action is a trap. The moment your ego claims, I am the doer, you immediately bind yourself to the outcome of that action. If it succeeds, you feel temporary happiness. If it fails, you feel sorrow. But the secret of non-doership breaks this cycle entirely. True non-doership means allowing action to happen through your physical form, while your inner consciousness rests completely neutrally in Brahman. You perform the action perfectly, yet you claim zero ownership over it. Because of that, happiness and sorrow pass right through you without leaving a mark. Section 4. Equanimity and liberation in life. Moving to verse 22, located on reference page 17, I detail the exalted state of existence known as Jivan Mukti. This is the literal translation of the highest human potential, the pinnacle of equanimity and liberation in life. Listen, you do not need to wait for death to be free. Liberation is available to you right now while you are still breathing, acting, and living in this physical body. To truly grasp this, we really must examine the specific Sanskrit terminology of verse 22. The first concept is samatva, or equanimity. Now, this isn't just about being calm on a good day. It's about maintaining perfect balance and complete neutrality, even amidst the most adverse, chaotic circumstances you can imagine. The second term is jivan mukti, liberation in life. This is absolute freedom from worldly attachment before death. A liberated being walks through the world, acts in the world, and yet remains completely untouched by the world, resting forever in Rama Vashishtha. Section 5. Applying teachings in daily life. All right, stepping out of the ancient text and back into our modern lives. As your host, the absolutely crucial point here is how we actually use this stuff, right? We can chronologically map out Vashishtha's teachings into 3 highly life-useful educational principles. Step 1, do not bring ego into the picture. Whether you're tackling a massive project at work or just helping a friend, do the work brilliantly, but drop the need for the credit. Be the instrument, not the ego. Step 2, remain calm in adverse circumstances. This is that practice of samatva. When traffic is terrible or a major crisis hits, take a breath and find that perfect balance. You can handle the chaos without becoming chaotic yourself. And step 3, remove attachment to worldly pleasures. Go ahead and enjoy the world, absolutely, but don't bind your inner peace to it. Because, as we just learned, the world is an illusion of the mind. Only Brahman remains. Section 6. Chapter 53, Summary and Research. For all you spiritual seekers, students, and researchers watching this explainer, if you want to dive deeper into Chapter 53 on your own, here is exactly what you should examine next. Focus your research on the main philosophical questions regarding the illusion of the mind, and the main conclusions, specifically that incredible concept of Rama Vashishtha. Make sure you fully grasp key terminology like samatva and jivan mukti. And for your advanced study, you absolutely must cross-reference verses 3, 4, 13, and 22 on pages 15, 16, and 17 of the source text. These verses really are the foundational pillars of this entire philosophical framework. To wrap up Chapter 53 concisely, this canto is a profound, beautifully structured journey. It takes us all the way from Lord Rama's earnest, very human questions about our ego-driven illusions, directly to sage Vasishta's ultimate realization that Rama Vashishtha, only Brahman remains. It gives equal, magnificent weight to both the narrative story of a student seeking truth and the absolute peak of non-dual philosophy. It proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that true liberation isn't some faraway dream, but a living, breathing reality that we can achieve in this very life. On behalf of the Vedmata AI family, if you found our presentation informative, please share our video as widely as possible so that the authentic knowledge of Indian Vedic texts can reach everyone. Come, let us all participate in this yagya of knowledge. Har Har Mahadev.